Hey guys, SimKid here. Today, we're going to talk about pre-built PC and GPU delays and shortages, and why I think that many companies, including HP with the Omen, are taking this the wrong way. Let's jump right into it. So obviously, the pandemic has had a huge effect on this situation. Because of it, chip production has been slowed down massively, and the release of Nvidia's 3000 series isn't helping. Scalpers have been snagging the cards that do become available and sell them at almost twice the price. Even official companies such as Newegg and Amazon have been raising prices, sometimes even by a few $100s, in response to this situation. But it's not just PC builders who are suffering from this. New pre-built PC buyers are as well. PC builders are also suffering through pre-builts, since most PC enthusiasts are purchasing pre-builts just for GPUs instead of paying scalpers. I've collected some stories from Omen buyers who have had their orders delayed several times. Here, we can see a story from Sprinkles in the Omen group. We can see that he ordered on March 18th and expected to get the PC shipped in a couple weeks. We can also see that the shipping day was moved forward by a week or two. However, on this next photo, we can see one of his several delay emails, each promising for the PC to be shipped before the next email came in. We then move on to another member who goes by Zombified. He bought his PC 2 days after Sprinkles did. His final revised shipping date was 2.5 weeks later than his expected date. We can then see that Zombified received the same automated email saying that his PC was delayed till the 4th of May. Zombified was a bit more lucky than many Omen customers and received his PC 2 days after the expected date. And finally, we have a third member, a dumpster fire by another year. She received the same automated email as the previous two members. She received the same revised date and also ordered her PC on the same day that Zombified did. Her PC was delivered a week after the revised date. If we look back, we can see that all three Omen buyers had the same revised dates, along with original dates. This is the part where we find out why HP's strategy through this situation was extremely bad. But before we do that, let's listen to a story from Zombified. I'm going to read this word for word so you guys can hear the frustration. So, I built my first custom PC in 2014, an i7 4770K, a Radeon R9 290X, 16 gigabytes of RAM at 100. It cost me $2,432 after tax and everything. I eventually needed to upgrade my GPU to keep up with the latest games, so I upgraded to a GTX 1070 in 2016. The Omen 25L I bought was only purchased because of the obvious GPU market right now, and due to the fact that we got stimulus checks which paid for the whole PC. I would have just built my own PC again had the market not been crazy. So I'm following this Reddit page for a few days, and the Reddit page is Build a PC Sales, when I realized that pre-builts are in stock for a day or two at a time. And you can usually get a whole PC for the same price as scalpers want for just the GPU in that PC. So it seemed like the obvious choice was to buy a pre-built instead of paying a scalper. I purchased my PC on March 20th, 2021 and paid a total of $1,405 for a Ryzen 5 3600, 8GB of RAM, a 256GB M.2 NVMe SSD, and an RTX 3070. My grand scheme was to just add 8GB of RAM and a couple of drives and run it. I was overly excited and went online to YouTube, which is where I found DanCamUno, and is linked to the Discord channel. I joined and proceeded to ask questions, which then led me down a path of disappointment. According to the members of the Discord, my PC was going to throttle hard due to the overheating and full load, and I'm also being warned about delays that HP never mentioned. 1 month later, I get the email that my PC has been delayed, so I call HP to complain. They say 2-week delay, which I later find out is what they tell literally everybody. So I call back and tell them I want compensation for lying to me, as their website states, website reflects current stock. No, not your $30 HP points that you're offering, that I'll have to wait a month for the merchandise anyway. I wanted it back to my payment method, which was PayPal. Eventually, they agreed to refund $50 after the PC is delivered, which seemed odd to me, but I made sure they had it noted, downloaded the chat logs, and proceeded to wait another 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, I get the same generic delay email, but now I'm mad. Any other company would have already had my PC at least finished, but HP hasn't even begun to work on mine. As I begin to dig further, I realize they're outsourcing their PC building to Foxconn. Yeah, the same Foxconn that builds your iPhones, Sony, and Amazon Alexa devices with manual labeling. I was able to gain an address from one of the Discord members as to the address of where they're being shipped, only to find out they're being outsourced to Mexico. But your tracking information will not reflect that, as it will only show it being picked up from a port in Santa Teresa, New Mexico. So now it's been 1 month and 2 weeks. I call HP back to complain again and tell them that I want more money refunded back. I'm done with conversation, and at this point I just want them to refund enough to pay for the cooling and RAM upgrades I will have to do. They offer another $25 for a total of $75 off. I download the chat logs, tell them to have a nice day, and wait longer. It gets shipped 2 days later. All of this could have been avoided by just giving a real delivery time frame before a customer purchases a PC. Now the customer is stressed multiple times due to multiple delays. HP's reputation is hurt by not having proper communication with customers. HP loses their possible repeat customers. And HP is having to refund customers a percentage of their computer purchase, which costs HP money. Not to mention that HP refuses to add more RAM or do any changes 48 hours after I ordered. I just wanted them to take my money to put one more stick of RAM in, but they couldn't be bothered with that request, even though the PC was to be delayed over a month and a half and the build hadn't even started yet. Overall, the experience has been horrible as far as customer service and the actual experience from purchase to delivery. Luckily, the PC functions, but with the locked BIOS, the fact that you have to use Intel XMP or Ryzen Master to change your RAM speeds due to their proprietary RAM sticks and motherboard compatibility, it's no wonder that most enthusiasts end up changing their HP Omen motherboards along the way. Not to mention that I had to add fans and a Noctua U9S just so that it doesn't overheat the CPU. One fan for the whole case? One fan? So, HP had already known about these shortages for almost a year, since the pandemic began in early March 2020. Regardless of this, they set no limitations to how many people could order an Omen. They also charged customers while being aware of the fact that the PCs could have been backordered for weeks. They should have marked the orders as pre-orders and notified the customers that they were not charged, along with the fact that the order may not even be fulfilled. Because they didn't, I have also heard stories of some people receiving the wrong PCs and not being able to exchange them. Some people also had to struggle for weeks to receive refunds since their orders were not shipped at all. The main problem came with the delay emails. HP sent several delay emails, each one extending the date by days to weeks at a time. There was a much better strategy to the situation. HP should have sent out one email that delayed the dates by a month or two. This idea, along with all of the others, could have been combined to help HP. HP knew about the chip shortages and the fact that the PCs had a 99% chance of being delayed, with some orders even being cancelled. This strategy would have been smarter than HP's, as people would have been disappointed once, rather than being let down several times. Along with this, many buyers would actually be happy and appreciate HP, as PCs could be delivered earlier than expected with this strategy. For some reason, HP didn't choose to go with the pre-order option mentioned earlier, and instead chose to leave the consumer guessing about actual shipping, through multiple delays for nearly 2 months. With all of this delay deception coming from HP, we're led to assume that HP was intentionally exploiting new PC buyers and neglecting shipment times for more revenue. The bottom line is that more PCs sold equals more revenue, even if the customer isn't happy about multiple delays and no actual updates. So that's about it for this video. Make sure to let me know in the comments or on my Discord if you agree or disagree with me and why. Also be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed, as I have a lot more tech content coming soon. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.